On Friday, we released the perfect 4-5-1, which you guys have absolutely loved. And in the end of that video, I told you we'll be doing a rebuild with very troubled side Schalke. So without further ado, let's get right into it. What's going on there, guys? Kempy here, and welcome back to the channel. And welcome back to another rebuild, and today we're rebuilding Schalke, which is going to be great fun. This week already we've built Rangers over on the Sortitoutsi channel, and my mind eludes me. We've done the Eddie Howe versus Jason Tyndall video on this channel as well on Wednesday for the rebuild. Yesterday was the Sidemen database, so head over to there and watch that one as well. And also this was we've released it so much content, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. We've still got the 1,000 banner up. I'm going to revel in it for a few days longer. But without further ado, let's get right into the rebuild. So Schalke, a club who are in absolute financial turmoil in real life. £256 million net debt. I believe they're sitting in around 17th place in real life. And obviously we've done our first season sim as we always do. They're predicted to come in 17th. We've dragged them up into 9th place. A good 22 points clear of that relegation zone, which is wonderful stuff to see. But it's quite sad that Schalke are the way they are. I mean, obviously last season they were down in the lower league. The Bundesliga 2 is the word I'm thinking of. And this season obviously down in the depths of the Bundesliga as well. To even make this a little bit harder, that first sim, I did actually keep in Luka Poldec, who is an 18-year-old 6'7", yet 6'7" goalkeeper. He had 36 appearances. He didn't score any goals, which is bloody useless as a goalkeeper, I know. But only 42 conceded, which is lovely to see. And an assist, which is quite nice. Leo Gremmel is a 21-year-old Austrian centre-back we kept in the team. Vitaly Becker, a young 18-year-old left-back who progressed very nicely in that first season. And a wonderful, talented footballer, Asan Rodrigo, the German centre midfielder, 6'4" at 17 years of age. This guy is an absolute demon. He scored 5 goals and 1 assist in this first season. But our main goal scorer was on loan striker Michael Fry. He's on loan from Antwerp. He's a big boy. He's 6'3". He's 93 kg. He is not an advanced forward. You have seen the tactic from Friday. I'll quickly go through it with you now. But Michael Fry is not an advanced forward, so I doubt he'll be staying around. In goal, you've got a super keeper on defend with no further instructions. Right back and left back, both inverted wing backs. Shoot less often, get further forward and tackle harder. 2 ball playing defenders on defend, no further instructions. A DLP just in front with tackle harder. A defensive winger on the right, cross from byline, shoot less often. A defensive winger on the left with the exact same. The 2 shallow strikers also the exact same. It's lovely and asymmetrical, both with run wide of the ball, stay wider and tackle harder. And the advanced forward on attack also with tackle harder. It's set as a balanced mentality in possession. It's set to do short passing, passing to space, play out defence, low crosses, more expressive, underlap left and right. Why have I not clicked it? Underlap left and right is great fun and wild. Take short kicks, counter press and out of possession. It's a high press system. It's a standard defensive line. It's pressing as much as possible, prevent the goalkeeper distribution and getting stuck in, which we love to get stuck in. If you can't tackle hard, don't tackle at all is what I was always taught. I was known as a bit of a cruncher back in the day. We've got no money. I mean, I showed you the situation at the start. They brought a lot of players in on loan and on free transfers in real life. There's not a lot of money floating about the club, and there is a lot of players in on loan. There's a lot of players out on loan as well, so we'll see what we can do for this first window. The youth facilities here at Schalke are quite nice. The coaching facilities are nice. The training facilities are good as well. It's just these finances are a real issue. So we'll see if we can try and sort them finances out. We're going to have a nice realistic rebuild of Schalke. And the sort of the plan I'm looking for is I don't want to, do this for 10, 15 years. But by sort of year 6, year 7, I want back-to-back seasons in the Champions League. Potentially challenging Bayern Munich for that top spot, which I know will be difficult because they've got outrageous amounts of money. So we'll have to see if we can do that. But get into that top 4, battling along with Dortmund, Leipzig to try and get that one season we do in the league will be absolutely superb. So without further ado, let's see the transfers for Season 2 and also the simulation. If you guys can, make sure if you can just like the video as well, subscribe to the channel, and I say it every time, it's pretty much a script at this point if you can follow on all these 4 wonderful things. And also Instagram, we've got Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, TikTok, and obviously YouTube, so smash the support as you have been. Obviously we've just hit 1,000 subs already, up like 1,030. So you guys are smashing it, and I'm so thankful to every single one of you. Now, in terms of the transfers for the season, I'm quite happy. £10.5 million has been spent overall. This is the same file where the save is sort of already simmed to the end of the season as well, because we're obviously going to do 6 or 7 years. I don't want to make it too long. So the sales, Amine Harriet left for 4.3 million. Weijan left at Brighton for 2.1. Why is my voice not working? £11.5 million was sold overall. A few players for a couple million, a few for £1 million as well. And at £10.5 million brought in, the first man was Tom Kraus. I believe this guy was already coming in on loan from RB Leipzig. Now, I've trained this guy to be a defensive winger on support. He starts as a DM, and he's played as a defensive winger on support for this season. 35 games, 5 goals and 13 assists. He's extremely consistent. He's good in big matches as well, and he's just 22 years of age. So, honestly, go and get this guy in your saves. A 7.2 average rating. He's a great DM and also a very good right mid as well by the looks of it. Moritz Jens is another player I believe is there in real life, currently on loan. We decided to try and get him in for 3.4 million, a 6.96 average rating, a 7.02 overall. Very good ball playing defender, to be honest. He's 6'3", he's 25 years of age. He's experienced in the German league. He's just with us, actually. He's a former Fulham player who I've honestly, quite poor for me. Got no idea who he is. But Moritz, you're fantastic. I'm a big fan of you. Moving on then is Zaid Amasu Chabaro. Was a free contract from Bayer Leverkusen. We've got Jean-Paul Ndiaye as well, another free contract from Hanover. I think them two already done. A signing I made, Thomas Elneny. I know, a little bit of a wide one, but with Thomas Kraus moving out onto the right mid, Elneny was a fantastic DM to bring in on a free contract, a 7.11 average rating this season, 32 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, very consistent man as well, 31 years of age. You know what you get with Elneny, and as a DLP on defend, he ticks every single box. As a free contract in this sort of save, we've got to be clever and pick them up. Jamal Lewis, another very good player in my opinion. I think he was used as a defensive winger in this save, maybe as an inverted wing back. I can't quite remember, but he's fantastic. £3.2 million we paid for him. Obviously, moved to Newcastle, a very good first season when they were at the bottom of the Premier League. Now they're pretty much at the top in the Champions League. He's not getting any game time, so we're signing for just £3.2 million, and I'm happy with that signing as well. A very, very good one. Thiago Thomas as well, the big signing, the big striker we brought in instead of Michael Frey coming in. This guy, 39 appearances, 29 goals, 3 assists. Bit more of an advanced forward. He's 5'11". He's quick enough, good finishing, good bravery, determination, and flair. Bit of Portuguese flair as well, which I do like to bring in. The guy has been signed from Sporting after having a loan deal at Stuttgart last season, and he's had a very, very good season. But you ask, all these signings, surely £10.5 million, you can't be much higher than 9th. We've only gone and done it. We've come in the Champions League in just season number 2. This tactic is actually fantastic. I'm not even trying to promote the other video at all. We're trying to promote my tactic ability because, to be honest, it's not an ability. It's just good fun that we have. It's a fantastic tactic, and if you haven't actually used it, go and download it, and it'll be in the description below. It's fantastic. We've come 4th this season and pretty much been there all season. A few dips down to 5th, but that 4th spot was deserved to be ours. And we will also run us up in the DFB Pokal. And if you're going to lose it to Bayern Munich, I don't mind too much. A Tom Kraus penalty, Musiala and Mane scored their goals early on, and we lost that one 3-1. But getting to a cup final, 4th place in the Bundesliga, surely the finances are looking fantastic. I mean, we've got £32 million to spend. We've already cleared off about £15 million of debt, and there's £44 million in the bank. So I'm very happy with how that has gone nice and early on. And I believe there might be a couple of nice youngsters here for us as well. There's a few great 5-star players in here. The youth facilities are fantastic. Tauri, Mutulu, Braiga, Kau, Drodovic and Rufenbeck are all in from the youth academy, which is fantastic to see. For this season, I kept Luka Poldec in goal again, the 6'7" man. Another very good season. 37 games, 36 goals conceded, which is quite good. Around a goal a game. Happy with that. Just 19 years of age as well. Moritz Jens stayed at the back for this one. I kept him in all the time. Vitali Becker, again at left back, played many, many games. 36 games and 5 assists. So Jamal Lewis would have been playing at left mid. But very impressive from Vitali Becker. Tom Kraus at that right mid role. And Asan Rodrigo, again, a very good season. A much progressive season from last year. 14 goals, 1 assist in them 36 games is beautiful to see. I'm happy with that. We've got £32 million to spend. Lots of money in the wage budget. I'm not going to go mental because we quite simply can't. If we go mental, we're going to bankrupt the club very, very quickly. So let's go ahead another year into the future and let's see, can we keep top 4 again, and why not win the Champions League, Schalke? Come on. the European football was a little bit too much, to be honest. We started very, very well up into third position. We started playing in that horrible new Champions League, whatever you call it. Oh my God, Porto won it. We started playing in this horrible thing. We snuck through with the skin of our teeth, coming 24th. The games crept up on us quite a lot, and we just about snuck through. We got knocked out in the playoff round by Inter Milan, knocked out in the Pokal by Paderborn in the round 2, and come 8th on 44 points. Our worst season yet, and it might be to do with the transfers. I mean, to be honest, I've done this quite a while ago, so bear with me. £31.5 million has been spent. Josh Doig has come in, £7 million from Verona. Fantastic young Scottish left back. Obviously just started one game this season, 32 off the bench, because I think I locked in the left back again for this season. But he's a very good young lad, Scottish, very good, £7 million. Radek Vitek is a guy I like a lot in real life, come through the United, not academy, but he's been in the United youth team a lot. He was signed for £600,000, 6'6", fantastic potential. And I didn't think there was much point in bringing in a very good keeper, because Poldec is in. He's been doing very, very well. Han Noah Masengo, a player that Bristol City fans love very much, and I think it's... Is it Murph? Oh no, it's not Murph. It's Hood. Hood supports Bristol. Murph supports Birmingham. Hood, I've brought in your boy. £9.75 million, 6.96 average rating. Very, very good young man indeed. Mohamed Diamande, a fantastic centre attack midfielder. This guy's come from FC Nordjylland. 7.26 average rating, 11 goals, 7 assists. Unbelievable player, fantastic signing if I say so myself. Valentin Rodriguez as well has come in from Peñarol in Uruguay. Very good signing, 44 games, 5 goals, 1 assist, a 6.87 rating. To be fair, not that good. A decent signing at the less. Nathan, we all love Nathan, a young Brazilian right back, £8 million and brought in as an inverted wing back. He's sort of my go-to guy. I've signed him quite a few times when using inverted wing backs, because he's reasonable on his left foot, he's good in his right foot, he's quick, he can pass, he can beat a man as well, which I do quite like. He's consistent, he likes big matches. It's sort of hard not to bring Nathan in, so he did come in this season as well. Leaving the club, Leo Grimmel, the guy we kept in the first season, didn't progress very well the second season, so he went out the door. Jordan Larson, Matriani, Karim Çalhanoğlu and Jokic as well also left the club. And it leaves us with £21 million in the bank account. Obviously, we're not in Europe this year, so I expect the money situation to take a little bit of a battering, but another £30 million knocked off the net debt, £65 million in the bank as well. So potentially just didn't strengthen the squad quite enough. We sort this by reports. You can sort of see the bench is full of young players. Rufenbeck, who come from the academy, was on the bench. Briga also on the bench for the academy. Can Bosdan on the bench. Thiago Thomas not quite good enough this season. Definitely needs to be improved upon. You can see my areas to improve are the 2 back 2, the striker and a backup DM instead of having Mohamed El Neni in there. Flick, not very good anymore. He was here for the first season. He is now going to leave the club. Asan Odrego this season, just 15 appearances, 5 goals, 6 assists. A decent season. And now the fact he's 19 as well. He's also developed into being quite a good defensive winger. So we may see him venture out to there. This season, I'm expecting us to do much better. I'm expecting us maybe the top 4, maybe the top 3. We've got no European football, so let's fly through to the next season. I mean, talk about that for a signing. He's at the end of his career. He's been in Germany before, at Bayern Munich, at Bayer Leverkusen. Toni Kroos coming to Schalke. I mean, I'm a huge fan of it. I don't know if there's any sort of rivalry between Schalke and them clubs, and I'm not sure if this is the most Toni Kroos thing to do, but he's finished off his career back in Germany. He's come to Schalke, 38 appearances for us this season, 6.96 average rating. A little bit of that, you know, the mental side of football. He's come in and he's fantastic. He's retiring this season, but for one season, a free contract of Toni Kroos is hard to turn down. So he come in this season. Philip Lienhart come in, £3 million, 34 games this season. We stole him from AS Monaco after previously being at Freiburg. A good season for us overall from Lienhart. Fran Navarro was an absolute bargain at £7 million. He was on loan. He was actually at a free contract to Lazio after being at Gil Vicente in real life. And he come here, 31 games, 17 goals, 7 assists. On the sort of strapped budget we are in, finding a striker that can do these bits correctly is really, really important. And he was very, very good at it. I've got to say, very consistent player, enjoys big matches as well. So massive, massive fan of Fran Navarro. Svetslav Markovic has come in from Partizan. He played 37 games this season, but only a 6 4.77 average rating. So maybe not my best signing, a bit of a step up from Partizan to Schalke, but certainly a decent player. And Lucas Chevalier has also come in, £23 million. It's a big improvement on Luka Poldec if you actually compare the stats of the two, that is. Anyway, if you compare it, where are we? There we are. Much better shot stopper. The only thing he's not got is his area reach, and that's because Poldec is 6'7". But Chevalier, a very good young goalkeeper on this year's FM, has come into the club. Now, leaving the club, Mohamed Diamande was stolen from us in September, and he's had an absolutely unbelievable time at Al Ittihad as well, scoring 25 goals and 11 assists in 30 games. He'd already scored 4 goals and 4 assists, 4 goals in 4 games. And obviously when I do these sims, I save it sort of at the middle of July and then just quick sim to June, and I didn't see that he'd left us. And I think that's the reason we've just come 5th this season. I'm very happy with having him in, but you can see sort of around here, we sort of stabilised in 8th, 9th, 7th place and eventually got back up to 5th. It was very, very tight and frustrating because he's fantastic. It would have been great to have him in, but 5th place this season. Eintracht Frankfurt just 4 points ahead. I mean, Bayern Munich 94 points, completely running away with the league. It's going to be difficult to catch them down, but that's what we're going to try and do. We're already at season number 4, so we'll see if we can eventually get there. The squad itself is looking a little bit better this season. We've also got some serious money to spend, £47 million to spend. Not much in the wage budget, but £88 million in the bank now. Debts and loans wise, just 143 as well. And one player that's been fantastic for us, and I think I didn't really play him the first couple of years. He has been playing. I've just not shown him to you. Rodrigo Salazar, 17 goals and 4 assists this season. He has really come into his own. The Uruguayan is now got a cap for Uruguay as well. Very consistent, loves big matches. He's been fantastic. And where is Aston Rodrigo as well? He's now a 3.5-star player. 8 goals, 4 assists in 31 appearances. Great to see him back in that starting lineup. Tom Krause at right mid is looking, well, there's lots of club circling around him because he is fantastic. 16 assists from that right mid spot. It wouldn't surprise me if we can't keep hold of Tom, but we'll see. Let's see how things go. Season 5, we've got Europa League football. Can we win the Europa League? That'd be a nice one to win. Well, I showed you us having lots of money to spend, and we also managed to bring in a fair amount of cash as well. Thomas Krause ended up leaving to Napoli, £34 million, a value of 87. He's outrageously good. I bet he's done well as well. 2022 game. Maybe Tom will come back at some point. Lucas Chevalier has also left the club to go to Bayern Munich, £27.5 million. He's gone on loan. I was about to say he's played X amount of games, but he's gone on loan to Napoli, and then he's going back to... then he's signing for Napoli as well. So Chevalier is now in Italy, which is fair enough. Thiago Thomas from the very start has left us. Valentin Rodriguez has also left us. But the signings we've made, first of all, is Hidesima Morita, Japanese DM, to replace Tony Kroos. We have not got the money to spend massive on a DM, so we brought in this guy, and he's fantastic. A free contract from Sporting Lisbon. He's played over 30 games the last 5 seasons at the very, very top of his game. This season, he did drop just under a 7 average rating, but a fantastic free signing, if I say so myself. Value now of £36 million. The first regen we've signed, Bekir Oz, 4-star potential in the right back, looks decent, more as a backup. We'll see if he ever announced to anything. Anthony Rouleau, a player who was fantastic in our Toulouse Moneyball rebuild from just a week ago or a week and a half ago. He was brilliant again this season, 44 appearances overall, 7.02 average rating, so very impressive from Anthony for just £10 million. Another player who I've never really seen on FM before, never really, put himself out to me before, Lazar Samardzevich. He's a German. He's signed for 2.6 million from Leipzig to Udinese. He's had a fantastic season this season. A 7.44 in the league, 16 goals and 7 assists. He is outrageously good. So happy with him. Emmanuel Valeri, again, a 28-year-old from Cremonese in real life. Again, never seen him on FM before. That's the beautiful thing about doing the amount of rebuilds that I do. Very consistent player, very good in big matches, and overall just absolutely fantastic. He can play left back, left wing back, left mid, and that's where he played for us as that defensive winger, and he was brilliant. And the star signing this season, scoring 19 goals and 8 assists in 40 matches, which is, to be honest, a little bit lower than I've expected, is Luis Openda. This man is killing it in real life at RC Lens, and you can see in our FM save as well. He's got above 10 goals every single season. He signed for us for £30 million. And Openda, how did you do for us? Did you get us into the Champions League? Did you win us the Europa League? You got us into the Champions League. You didn't win us the Europa League, but a much better season. 66 points this year. Samazovic and Openda both getting on the top goal scorers for us. Europa League knocked out in the 16th round, round of 16 by Benfica. And Porto have won another European competition, this time battering Villa 4-0. Quarterfinal in the Pokal by Dortmund is a little bit frustrating. I'd like to win that at some point, but no goalkeeper, no right mid. We need to do some improvements. How much money have we got? Well, the finances are at 148 million. The debts are down to just 97. So they've given us 88 million pounds to spend. This is going to be fun. Season 6, Season 7. This is where we go for it. 2 more seasons. Let's get that title. Before you do, fast forward from me. If you can, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And where do you think we're going to finish? Do you think we're going to win the Bundesliga? Comment down below. Are we going to win the Bundesliga in these next 2 seasons? It's going to be tough. You saw how good Bayern Munich are, but can we do it? Is this tactic good enough to do it? Have we got the money to do it? Get down in the description below and let me know. First of all, however, the transfers. £88 million has been spent. We got a big budget. We spent a big budget. Enzo Lefebvre, a very good player in real life that I like a hell of a lot. Very similar to Tom Krause in terms of his stats. Has come in just £18 million, but he's not even the big boy. £18.25 million. Sancho has not done it at United, has he? I mean, this season, real life, it's been a difficult time for him. On FM, he scored 1 goal and 1 assist. The next season, he played 10 games. The next season, he didn't play. The season after that, he played 6 games. And then he didn't play again. So he's trying to revive Jadon Sancho, the cover star. How has this happened to you, Jadon? Such a fantastic, talented player. It's just not worked out for him. It's not really worked out for him in real life as well for United. If I'm honest, I'd quite like to see him go away and revive his career, because there's a lot of fantastic young players come through at United, and I do believe Jadon Sancho is one of the best wingers in the world on his day, and he really can be. I'm just not. I think he almost needs to go out on loan. I'd quite be happy with him going out on loan to a big club, you know, to a Dortmund again, to a Milan, to a Napoli if Kvaratskhelia goes, to Spain. Just go and get your head back and get back to the Jadon Sancho we know and love, and that we saw for the first few months when he were at United. But we brought him into Schalke, and he done very bloody well. 23 goals, 10 assists in 50 appearances. This is the man who can do it all. He was a shallow striker for us, 14 finishing, 18 dribbling, 16 first touch. I've moved him inside a little bit, which is maybe where he looks very good. He looks great there when Bruno gets a rest and Jadon can play in that 10. He looks fantastic, so maybe that's his long-term position. That's where we've been using him, and he was fantastic for just £18 million as well. I mean, talk about an absolute bargain. Trilly has joined the club as well. We're young, 25-year-old. He's at Deportivo La Coruña in real life. He was signed for 2.2 million by Lille, and we paid 16 million a year later for him. But very, very good player. Again, decent on both feet. Almost an upgraded version of Nathan. Very consistent. Loves a big match. You know I like that in my players. He's only 25 years of age as well, which is fantastic. Diego Coppola, a player we signed on 14 million plus a young player on part exchange. Scored 2 goals for us this season. A 6.92 average rating. 50 games though for the Italian. Very good from him. Marco Palencia, a regen left midfielder, looks fantastic. I don't go through regens too much because they sort of, you know, kill the realism when you're doing rebuilds, but he's fantastic, isn't he? It's hard not to sign him. Jack Fryer and Green are both free contracts who are brought in young players, basically. Stefano Turati, fantastic Italian goalkeeper, and we signed him for just £4.1 million from Sassuolo. He's at Frosinone in real life on loan. He's never really had over a 7 average rating, but he's done quite well for us this season. Just 45 goals conceded in 32 games. When you say it out loud, isn't fantastic. We played 14 games in the Champions League. We must have won it, surely. Surely, no? Honestly, this new Champions League is wild because we come in 4th place. We had all the prelim rounds as well, and we ended up getting knocked out in the knockout play-out round by Newcastle. We come 3rd, so we're back in the Champions League again next season, which is fantastic. I'm happy with that. But we lost the Pokal again and again to Bayern Munich. They've stopped us from lifting a trophy, which is absolutely gutting. The team right now is looking very, very strong. I mean, if we go into... yeah, we're in reports already, of course we are. Smadovazovic has had a fantastic season again for us. Let's actually go to the selection info, shall we? 18 goals, 20 assists. Well, Sancho scored 23 goals and 10 assists. So Sancho the goal scorer, which is a little bit of an odd thing to say. Openda, 37 goals this season in 48 games. Wonderful stuff. Morita, a 7.03 average rating. Capola doing very well as well. We got 11 goals down, 11 assists, down here from Enzo Lefebvre and 7 goals. Valeri getting 6 goals and 12 assists as well. As lovely stuff. Finances wise, 92 in the bank, 118 in the debt. It's sort of staggered now about 100 million, but we've got another 70 million pounds to spend. The wage budget's not outrageous. Again, I'm trying to do this in a semi-realistic way, but this season, if we're going to do it, this is the last year. Can we win the league? Bayern Munich, please, just move out of the way for one season. 7 points off. We have closed the gap drastically, and we are by far now in the top sort of 2 or 3 sides in the Bundesliga, and we were there all season as well. But Bayern Munich are just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, just to look at their team, they've still got Nagelsmann as the manager, Costa in goal, Kimmich at right back, Usman Khan, De Ligt and Davies. I mean, you're not over remembering. Davies is now 28 in his absolute prime. De Ligt is now 29 in his absolute prime. And Meccano, 30 in his absolute prime. Kimmich is now a little bit older on 34. Costa in his prime, 29 years of age. Nico Seidveld and Goretzka in midfield is just outrageous. They're both decently aged. Jamal Musiala is still here as well, when we know how good he is, don't we? 20 goals and 13 assists this season. Brian Moy, I thought I was going to say Aaron Moy then. It's a region they've got to come through. Alejandro Garnacho is in the team. My absolute star boy. I mean, fair enough, mate. You've done quite well. And Shelley as well. Who else is here? Gonçalo Ramos scoring lots of goals. Wooly Nonto scoring lots of goals. This team is outrageous, and to be honest, we just couldn't compete. In this last season, we did bring home Tom Krause back, £45 million. I bet it was only right he'd come home to us. And who else did we end up signing? Barafode Diakate, I believe was the centre back we signed. It is £32 million. Aaron Hickey come in, Volpes come in, Beershot, Nabry coming on a free contract. Didn't score a single goal for us. Bloody useless. And Umarayov as well, another good player, come in on a free contract. Free contract from Spartak Moscow. Very good DM. And our squad is fantastic. I mean, Openda, 24 goals this season. Samardzich, 18 goals, 9 assists. And then Jadon Sancho scores 1 goal this season. Why? Why has Jadon Sancho gone from scoring 20 goals to scoring 1? I don't understand this game sometimes. Tom Krause, our right mid, did wonderful stuff for us. Hickey, a left back. Capola, Diakate, Trilli, Tarati. It's a good team. I think we've rebuilt them very well as well. Looking at the finances, there's £80 million in the bank. There's 138 million in net debt. We've cleared about 120 off, but we're now a Champions League club on a very strong basis. Can you pick up from here? Can you get them to win the Bundesliga? That is going to be down to you guys. If you can, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. The Discord file is down in the description. The save file is in the description, is what I meant in the Discord. A whole bunch of words. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you next time.